I'm Shane.
And if you like what you hear, make sure you hit that thumbs up button real hard. And make sure you subscribe to Comic Movie Marks.
And also click that little bell for all of the notifications.
Whee!
Always remember,
If Trailer Trash can do it,
anyone can do it.
hello and welcome everyone to another Comic Movie Marks video.
Yes, we are here to break down the Venom trailer. The latest Venom trailer.
It's an official trailer. The last one was a teaser. And boy, did it tease your balls pretty hard. We got an official trailer now, and for the most part, I think everybody is pretty stoked about it. I've only seen some negative comments, some really stupid comments about it. A lot of people are really... I almost meant to text Nick about this, but some people, some Marvel boys are just so irate that Spider-Man is not in this movie. Like, they can't comprehend the fact that there could be a Venom without a Spider-Man. And I get it. It is part of his origin in some sense, even in other versions of the origin where, like, I know in some where Venom is produced from Spider-Man's blood and he's made in a laboratory and shit like that. I get it. I get that it is part of it, but let's have some fun. It doesn't have to be exactly what it was. You know, for once, let's just have some fun, as I like to say, some joy, some happiness. No. Yeah, I just want to see this. It's got Carnage in it, all right, motherfuckers? It's got goddamn Carnage, so more than likely, we think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, did I miss something? Was that actually confirmed?
No, it wasn't actually officially confirmed. No, it wasn't. But something was actually confirmed, or not confirmed, but speculation about the movie was kind of confirmed. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler for some or not, so I will just give a quick warning. But it's been kind of widely referenced that this is going to be based off of the comic book series of Venom, the Lethal Protector, which is going to have like 5 symbiotes, apparently is the proper way to say it. Everybody has been saying it wrong for so long, apparently. Even
everyone. Sony got it right, though. Sony got it right.
Yeah, Sony's right on this one. Even though the animated series of Spider-Man, the original one, the only one in my eyes, it says symbiote. Apparently, it's a symbiote. Yeah. I wonder if they're just going to make fun of her. Like, that's not how you say it, you dumb bitch. Like,
oh, that'd be great. That would be great.
They're going to have reshoots. Here we go. Anyway, so and we see for a moment that they are testing on people. In this trailer, we see they're testing on people, and there's like some crazy bitch that's going full ring or whatever that shit is, like fucking flying off the wall and shit. And it kind of sounds like that it will follow this Lethal Protector storyline where there's 5 symbiotes. And Carnage isn't necessarily one of them, but you could have a Carnage leading these other symbiotes, which would be fucking sweet to see.
Yeah, I'm really liking the concept of that they, they're testing on different people, seeing how it reacts to them, and then it looks like, what's his name? Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, but what's his character's name?
Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock. Damn.
Bane.
I just kept thinking Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. But Eddie Brock, it reacts to him a little bit differently. And I like how he's playing off of it. And I'm very curious to see how Tom Hardy does in this Eddie Brock role. He's adapted some sort of accent, and he's trying to play more of like a timid nerd almost. That's what is coming across, at least to me in the trailer. So very curious how this all pans out, but I'm hooked.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet. The trailer did give, I'm not trying to really knock on it too much here, but the trailer did kind of give a lot away, and I kind of feel like I already know how the story is going to go a little bit, but we'll see. I still can be a great movie, and it can still be cool to watch, but I kind of guess a little bit by how the trailer's going, how this is going to kind of go about, but the fact that the symbiote has a voice is fucking sweet. And by the way, that symbiote voice, the Venom voice, is done by Tom Hardy.
Yes,
I looked it up. He's doing double duty, as it was put, for this. So that is him. Just I don't know what they're doing. Throwing a voice box on him. I don't fucking know. But it's, oh man, he's having conversations with this thing. And then even when he beats up all those thugs and shit that are about to raid his ass, and he says, why would we do that? And he says it like that. And I'm like, there you go. So much better. Now you got it right. It needs to be we. It needs to be we. In the end of the day, it needs to be we. Something I want to talk about that's on our Instagram. That's doing fairly well for us anyway. It's got over 90,000 views now. Holy shit. I wish we could get 90,000 on anything.
Yeah, no shit.
But I posted this little thing how I put my childhood coming to life and the voice of Venom from the old 1994 animated series of Spider-Man.
To our better half, we call ourselves Venom. We are Venom.
Now, this was the point that I was talking about. There are some people in there that were like making some really stupid comments, but like always, there's always going to be some dumb people around the world. But the point of this was the voice and the sound is almost dead on to what it was in the animated series. For me, and I think a lot of people our age, Shane and I's age, this is what we grew up on, and that voice and noise is so iconic to the series. If you remember the Spider-Man series, you remember that noise that Venom makes. It's in the end of the intro every time you watch the show. When you woke up on Saturday morning to watch cartoons on Fox Kids, to watch X-Men, Power Rangers, Spider-Man, Beetleborgs, whatever your fancy was, this is what you heard every time the intro played. And it's dead on. It's fucking dead on, the noise. My ears, my nostalgic ears, grasped that right away when I heard this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's the way that the symbiote, kind of takes over Eddie Brock's face, and the way that the CGI looks great. Everything. I mean, it's that animated series come to life as of right now, and just done so well. I mean, I don't really care about how the storyline is, to be quite frank. I'm just ready. I'm ready for it. I'm stoked. I'm glad that we actually got to see what Venom looks like. They're not trying to think about it too much. It's just, here you go. Here's Venom, and I'm stoked. And I like how Eddie Brock is they're two separate things, as you said. I love how it's we, and he has no idea what's going on, and the symbiote's fucking launching out and knocking people over, and it's awesome. I can't wait.
They're definitely making Eddie Brock a more sympathetic character in this. He's not a complete douchebag like he normally is in the series, and that's what the conflict's going to be between him and the symbiote, Venom, and there's going to have conflict that way. So that way he's not an arrogant douchebag having a fight with a suit, or accepting the suit in general. The only knock I will have on this is that I hope that Sony isn't cheaping out, and when they say, oh, Venom is, because Dan Hardy, damn it, that's a fucking UFC fighter. Tom Hardy came out and pretty much knocked down that stupid rumor that Venom is only in the movie for 5 minutes. Well, we saw him for about 30 seconds here, so that's already cutting into it. But he already knocked that rumor down, saying that's just ridiculous. I hope that they're not using the fact that he has the little, tentacle shooter shit coming out of him, knocking people around, that they're going to use that as, look, it's still Venom. He's not completely suited up, but it's still Venom. I hope that doesn't become the only way he really uses the suit until he gets in danger. I hope that's not what they do, because it kind of feels like that, to save a little bit of money and kind of make this more low budget and shit. I'm a little worried that they might do that. It kind of reminds me of Spawn, the old 1999 or 8 movie, where the chains and the suit would just fight for him and he didn't even know how to fucking use it. Right. And I kind of feel like they might do something like this, and I hope that doesn't happen too much in this.
Right, yeah, because there's the dirt bike part or whatever, the motorcycle, when, it grabs the motorcycle for him. I could see that being the case, where that's largely how it's used. So I agree that would not be the way to go.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't do that. I hope that's just his first experience with it for the most part, and that's how it's trying to incorporate. Because obviously we hear it's trying to make a deal with Eddie to, for possession. It's a parasite in some sense. So it is trying to make a deal. So hopefully it doesn't become the ex machina of whenever he's in trouble, it's going to just shoot out of his back for no fucking reason, or it's going to shoot out of sight. Hopefully that's just the introduction, and when it wants to be seen, it will be seen, and we will see that Venom more, hopefully. Only complaint I have. Anyway, if you have seen that if you were growing up through that series, the Spider-Man series in 1994, let us know in the comment section if the noise of Venom was that iconic for you. Because for me, it was a big deal when I saw the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3 and he like squealed like a banshee bitch or something like that. I'm like, what? That's not Venom. And that's how my brain works. Is that the noise? The noise is what mattered, not the look. It was the noise for me that mattered. He needed to sound like that Venom. That's just how I am. Because Venom was introduced in 1988, and 1994 this cartoon came out. So this is what we always love about live action stuff, is that we get to hear these characters that we've read about in the comics. We get to hear them for the first time. What would they sound like? Yeah. And this was the start of Venom. This was our introduction to hearing what Venom would sound like in real life. And this is just what my brain, as being a 30-year-old guy, has just attached to, as that has to be the noise. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but that's just what it's got to be. Damn it.
No, it was definitely established by a very iconic cartoon, you know, back in that time. And like you said, the perfect timing for when Venom was actually introduced. And I just remember so many different things. I don't know if they all coincided with each other, but even in the Spider-Man video game for Sega, they use the same sound, the same type of look and everything. It was right from that, you know.
Sega Genesis. Let all the kids know it was a Sega Genesis. It was a black box.
Yeah, exactly. With cartridges that you put in the top. It was great. It was fantastic. I almost just bought one from a local shop for $40, but I walked out like an idiot. I don't know why.
What, have you seen the Sega Genesis mini thing?
Oh, I have. I have seen that.
That might be a better thing.
It's not the same.
Oh, really? I actually still have some Sega Genesis games.
Oh, I have a Super Nintendo. I still have a Super Nintendo and a bunch of games for that, and then I bought some on eBay. But I need to go back to the Sega. I need to get a Sega, get a bunch of the iconic games that I had for that. You know, a lot of the WWF ones. I felt like that Spider-Man game was hard as shit. I don't know. I know
it was. No, it was.
Okay, all right.
Because that's back in the day where games challenged you and not charged you. It's a difference.
Oh, yes, exactly. Very well put. But yeah, I just remember it all kind of coinciding with each other. That video game even though it was hard as shit, I was addicted to the cartoon. It all just kind of worked right around the same time. So whoever established it really well, and it's nice to see it finally on the big screen, or in this case, the little screen, until it is on the big screen.
Yeah, definitely iconic as shit. In case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. You're one of very few to make it to the end.
Yes, thank you very much.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Comic Movie Marks Podcast and hit the notification bell. You know, all these fucking YouTube channels say this shit, so I'm going to say it now.
Yes, it's perfect. And if you want to hear our full podcast, you can check out our podcast on iTunes or any other podcast subscription service.
Make sure you subscribe. Thanks again.